Greetings, YouTube. Every once in a while, on a blue moon, so to speak, I feel that I am so proud to have a YouTube channel that discusses issues that aren't the easiest to discuss. Maybe they're controversial, maybe they're perceived in some way as complaining, but they're legit and they reflect a large portion of the community because I hear the same thing from a large portion of the community that inspires me to make a video. Well, this week, of course, it was not only the backlash regarding taking away the gifting badge, but it was the backlash about the 300 units that was compensation for losing that badge. Now, to be clear, I've also received quite a bit of backlash from taking a stand on this issue, especially because several people think that it is ridiculous to expect any units back for the gifting badge when it was a throw-in, like a fortune cookie at the for a check at the Chinese restaurant, or if you get a free pair of sunglasses with an iPhone, etc. Because let's say you spent $30 on a unit package and that's what got you the gifting badge, but you still got the units, so what are you complaining about? I think that perspective, though I understand it to some extent, doesn't really value the idea that Kabam put a price point for the gifting badge at $30 and above, because it was not only supposed to be a permanent item, but that's where they've said they valued that item. Yes, you got the units, but it still was the price point. If you didn't value the item at anything, then you would have put it at $4.99 or even 99 cents to get the gifting badge, and then you would have been out $1, or Lord knows what that currency would be for you in India or Canada or Australia, etc. But regardless, Kabam Mike listened, and several of you took my advice, and for the record, I'm not taking credit for this, but I would like to think I had some small hand in continuing the conversation online about a further compensation package. That was better than 300 units. In fact, the video I made was for 850 units, since that was the unit equivalent value of the $30 compensation package that a lot of people bought the original unit package for. So Kabam Mike says, hello summoners, thank you all for your valuable feedback regarding the removal of the gifting functionality and the compensation. We've taken the time to think about your feedback and agree with the majority of your concerns regarding the amount, and will be increasing the compensation to a total of 850 units, which, spoiler alert, is exactly what I said they should do in the last 24 hours. When we committed to suspend the gifting feature from the contest, it was not an easy decision. The original intent of the gifting functionality was to allow for players to freely gift gifts between each other, allowing our players to help each other out. It is with a heavy heart that we had to remove it. An unintended consequence of the design was that it facilitated a considerable amount of fraud and exploitation. Our initial focus of this effort was to help ensure the security and even out the playing field of the contest. We realize now that we focused too much on those who exploited the system and not enough on the players who legitimately used the feature in good faith, and we're sorry for that. Hey, check that out, an apology. The only thing that would be better is if it actually was in your inbox and you didn't have to click on this video or find some forum post to read it. We do hope to bring permanent gifting back to the contest in some form in the future, but not until we have a design we believe can't be exploited. We don't know when that will be or what it will look like. Many of you have given us some great ideas, and we are looking at what it would take to make them 100% exploit proof. We want to thank everybody for their understanding as we took measures to address this alarming behavior. You will receive the additional 550 units in a message later today. Well, there you go. So, YouTube, I just have to say that the majority of people were not just grabbing their pitchforks and trying to burn the place to the ground. They were making logical arguments about the value of something and whether or not they deserve the compensation for the same value, even if it was years later in the contest. I get the other side, I do. But I think it's important to note that Kabam has understood that this complaint system and that this specific complaint was valid, and that's why they not only apologized, but are giving the further compensation necessary to make it a $29.99 American currency, at least, value for the refund. I also just want to say that this is why we should be as active on forums, and while you don't want to post hatred or even profanity, you should want to voice your opinion in a respectful manner, but one that also can be critical of something that you feel was something that was not in good faith, that was more against the community than for it. So yay, 550 additional units. I do want to say to close that several people also messaged me and turned the 300 original units they got for the initial compensation package into a 6-star Cavalier Crystal, which sort of made me have this paranoid theory that Kabam was trying to rig those crystal rates in order to get people back on their good side by giving them a free 6-star. Not sure how many people took advantage of that, and I'm sure a lot of people did and got a 3-star, but there were quite a few people, and I've got the screenshots to prove it, who turned those compensation units into 6-star hero. What a world we live in. What a time to be alive. Thanks for watching YouTube, and thanks for supporting my channel and being active in this conversation in the past couple of days.